Hi there, it's Katie again, your personal stylist. So today I want to talk to you about part 2 of Style Session. So if you go back, you'll see that I did a number 1, #1 session on body shape, because we covered 2 things in a style consultation, and I wanted to separate them both. So go back if you haven't seen that already. So today we're going to talk about the second half, which is arguably one of the most important parts of the whole process of colour and style. It's what helps you understand how you use your colours slightly different to someone else. Maybe you're going for your neutrals and your naturals, maybe you're going for the wow colours, the big colours, and breaking the rules. It helps you express who you are without having to say, actually there's a quote I was going to read you, it says, "Style is a way to say who you are without having to speak," by Rachel Zoe, and it's so true. It's about being able to not necessarily stand out from the crowd, but be able to have that confidence in picking clothes, in knowing that they are you and that there's a reason you like them and you're allowed to like them. So it's about our styling likes and dislikes. I'm going to use coats as an example today because it's coming into autumn winter and it's a great way to show you what I mean. There are several different style personalities. Well, there's 6. I've got 6, and I'm going to go through them with you one by one, very briefly, using the style guidebook that we use in the style session. And you'll think to yourself, if you know me today, I'm looking a little bit cream and plain, and that's because I want to try these coats on and show you. I don't want this to distract. So we've got 6. We've got what we call a creative, a dramatic, a romantic, a classic, a natural, and a chic. And in a full analysis, you discover whether you're 1, 2, or 3 of those and in which order they go in. A bit like with the colour analysis where we have a dominant, secondary, and tertiary. Typically, I give ladies two different style personalities to work on. And it's about thinking about where you are and where you want to go with your style. So let's have a little look at what you need for each one. So with a creative, we're looking at women who really love to shop in a charity shop. They're quite happy to change their hair up. They love to mix it up. And quite often they can break the rules and it just seems to work. So I've actually got a rain mat, which really think fits in well with this. See if it's something you like, or maybe not. And all of these will have a bit of a crossover. So this is a rain mat. It's only, I haven't worn it yet, it's TU, and it was actually from the charity shop. It is so fun. It has got yellow lining and it's got all these different spots on it, and it's a bit of a statement, but it is a lot of fun. So I would say this is something that is very creative. I can see someone wearing all sorts underneath this, not just a plain boring shirt. It doesn't have a hood, so we would probably need a hat, which a creative will probably love, or an umbrella. So I would definitely say this is a creative coat. Would you agree? So next up we've got our dramatics. What do you need to be a dramatic? Dramatics don't mind standing out from the crowd. They quite often like to be on trend. So if we take this coat here, for example, this was quite fashionable about, I want to say 2 years ago. It's an oversized denim jacket. It can be turned into a jacket without fur, or you can button the fur in and stay a bit warmer. It's bulky, it's a bit showy. As I say, it was on trend at the time. And I think you stand out from the crowd in this compared to a regular denim jacket. Wouldn't you agree? There's other things going on here, so it might be a little bit romantic, which we'll move on to in a minute. And I've also got some other dramatic ones, which I'll point out in a minute. But just to give you an idea. They love to shop in the high street. They don't mind bold colours. Are you a dramatic? Those who know me know that I'm a dramatic. This is a very muted colourway for me to wear. So next up, so we've done the creatives, we've done the dramatics. You could be a creative dramatic or a dramatic creative. Then we have our romantics. So think about all that. Do you have perfume in your bag? Are you someone who always has a perfume in your handbag? This is quite a key feature for a romantic. They love to do their hair, spend time doing their hair and makeup. And they love a bit of sparkle and bows and broderie on glaze, glitter, very pretty and feminine are romantics. So what do I have here that's romantic? Maybe, like I say, the fur on this coat here. We do have some pink in this, but I wouldn't class that as romantic. Maybe Michael Kors is a little bit romantic, but there's nothing really. It's got the gold details, a lot of lovely detail on here. And actually, this was second-hand Michael Kors coat, and it smelt really strong of perfume when I bought it. So I do think whoever owned this coat was a romantic. I'll try that on in a minute though, because that's not 100% romantic. So next up we have our romantics, chics. Let's go to our chics. So these ladies will love to spend a bit of money on their clothes. They love to look polished in their hair and makeup. They always have classic pieces, so they'll buy something that they feel will last the test of time. They sometimes struggle to dress down, and they can get stuck in a rut a little bit because they've bought pieces that last a long time, but sometimes they don't move on with the trends. So if you feel a little bit stuck in a rut and that you like that classic style but you haven't moved forward, maybe that's something to consider. So I do think there's a classicness to this coat as well as the romantic, so I will try on. And you can just get an idea of how it looks in comparison to the other coats. This is a navy coat. It's actually got hood in there as well, but yeah, very classic. Michael Kors is not a cheap brand, so you can see. And if you like this sort of thing but you're on a budget, go and check out places like Vintage. You'll see that it's secondhand September at the moment, and there's a blog on there which refers all about how to shop secondhand, with some tips and advice there. So next up we have our naturals. Now our naturals typically don't own a lot of handbags and shoes. They like to be comfortable and they like to be practical. So I have here a very typical, well made, very warm, super dry coat. It's black. They probably haven't thought about their colours, they're not going too leery. There is a bit of purple in this one, but it's not really on show. Barber jacket's quite natural, raincoats in general. Maybe they just literally chuck on a denim jacket, they don't think about where it's from or how it fits. As I said, comfort is key, life being easy is key. You could almost argue that this, at some point for this coat, was a little bit dramatic natural because it was trendy, it was a fashionable thing to buy for a while. So I guess if I wanted, we've got a couple of other natural coats actually here, including, this was just Warehouse, but it was just a vintage buy. It's just a very easy to chuck on raincoat, there's nothing particularly special. It's a little bit pink. I've gone for a light colour here because I'm a light, so I'm better in a light colourway. And it does pull in at the waist so you can give yourself a bit of shape. But it's just easy. Don't like ironing. Don't always remember to put your jewellery on. Next up, we have, the last but not least, is our chic, or city chic you might, or if it's a man you might call them international. And these people really just seem to get it right. They know how to dress up, they know how to dress down, they always look well presented and smart, they prefer the real thing, they don't mind investing a bit of money in their clothes. So I think that Michael Kors jacket sort of fits that bill, and I also think this one here, this is Jaeger. I think this is natural as well, but you can really imagine a well-dressed lady with a nice pair of trousers, maybe some Russell and Bromley shoes. It's a nice fit, it's something that will last. This one's a raincoat as well, so you see it's a little bit different. I always think of Sosandar clothes and the models on Sosandar when I think of a chic. So Kate Middleton's a really good example of the chic as well. So let's just have a quick look at the other coats I've got and see if I can work out and describe what their style of personality might be. I'll put that one down over here a minute. So we've got the typical, oh how could I forget when I'm talking about a romantic, a fur leopard print coat. I knew I'd find a romantic on here somewhere. So this one is an old Topshop one. I do actually have a really old St Michael's one as well, which is longer. At the time this would probably be a little bit on trend, so it could have been dramatic. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but definitely a romantic would love a fur coat. They might like their animal print. I think a creative would wear this as well. So you can see how people can cross over. And then we have a denim jacket, but I don't have any old denim jacket. I'm an hourglass and I can't wear a boxy jacket. It's too much for me. boxy jackets are better on people who have more straight edges and less curves, people like rectangles and inverted triangles. So I've been on the hunt for a long time for a coat which had a little bit more shape. And you can see here, this one actually cuts in at the waist and then almost has a peplum, not quite, but it also is higher at the hip and then comes down in the front. So it's playing with my shape, drawing your eyes down and looking a little bit more feminine. And actually this is River Island. In the past I've seen River Island jackets with peplums and other details on them, which is great for playing. Also more romantic. If a denim jacket doesn't really feel like you're a bit more romantic, they can often have a little bit more sparkle or bling on them. So if you are after a denim jacket, try looking in River Island. This one was River Island on Vinted. And the great thing about denim is if you're better in a softer fabric, buying your denim second hand is going to be really great, because not only are you being environmentally friendly, you're also getting a slightly softer denim because it's been worn in. Worn in and bashed about is a good thing. Right, last but not least, the ultimate, in my eyes, but not in everyone's eyes, is a coat from Boden. It's a Mac. A Mac is a really classic piece. A really great piece. They're very on trend at this time as well, but it's not any old Mac, I think you'll agree. It's got that lovely sort of sand beige base, which they typically can be, but you can get them in blacks and greys, and I even saw them in pinks and dove greys last year. Some great colourways. But this one's got a print on it. It's got a really dramatic, bonkers, colourful print, which for me, I absolutely love. You might be going, oh my God, I'll never wear that. Maybe you're more natural and chic. Or maybe you're going, wow, that's fabulous, and you are a bit more dramatic like me. But it's okay. Either way, whatever style type you are, it's just all about understanding it. And once we know what our style personality is, we can then understand what the best shops are for us, the best brands to go to, and it makes life so much easier. But it also gives you that confidence. So I feel like at college I was a bit of a crazy, pink hair, big baggy trousers in the 90s, big Spice Girl shoes which we coloured in with felt pens. And then I went off and I met my partner and we had children, and I started wearing grey and black, and I lost my way, and I was almost too scared to go for the crazy clothes because a lot of my friends were probably a bit more natural and chic, and I wanted to stand out for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. So I had my style done, and when I realised I was a dramatic and when I realised I was a natural, it gave me that confidence to go, wow, I will go for that crazy print. I'll make sure it's the right colourway first, so I know it looks good on me, and then I can buy it with confidence and wear it, and now I can wear all these things and not worry about what people think, and 9 times out of 10 they only say nice things anyway. So, well, they always say nice things. So consider what your style personality might be, and if you want any further information, then pop me a message below. And if you think you know what you are based on this video, then also drop that in there too. What do you think you are? What would you want to be if you're not already? Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.